Happy Wednesday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. I can tell you where I was over the weekend. I can say it now because I was so afraid to say anything, to hint that it was coming in public, like, oh, guess what we're doing on the 4th? Guess where I'm going on the 4th? Guess what my family did for me? That something would blow it up and ruin it. Somebody would be sick. Somebody would, my back would be, I didn't want to, I'm very superstitious. I didn't want to jam it up in any way. Pink at Madison Square Garden. Back over the summer, I'm relatively new to being a Pink fan. I think I got involved in her music when she did the documentary, What I Know So Far. I loved that music from that. I loved the movie. I loved everything about it. And so I listened to her constantly and pulled some of her old stuff in, but mostly the current stuff. And then when Trust Fall came out over the summer, I was in. I was all in. And so I was sharing the music with my sisters. And then for my 50th birthday, my family all got together and got tickets for me to see her on November 4th at Madison Square Garden. And I was just like, what? It just felt so big, because it is so big. And they all worked so hard, and it just felt like, oh no, it just felt like too much. And but they did it, and so I can't believe they did it. But it all feels like a fever dream. Like it didn't really happen, but it did, and it was amazing. And I got to go with my 3 sisters, which was, to get all of my siblings in a room at the same time is next to impossible because everybody's geographically spread out, but their jobs are so hectic that it's like nobody has free time. You know, any free time they have is dedicated to other very important things. And so to get them together, I haven't been to a concert with my 2 older sisters since they came with me to see Bon Jovi for the Bon Jovi New Jersey tour in New Jersey. I mean, it was just like, I think it was, the concert was in New Jersey, but I can't remember the name of the stadium now. It's the, I can't, I'm losing names of things a little bit lately, but anyway, it was there. And it was like 1988 or 9, and it was during that tour. And so they came with me because my parents were worried, me being younger, and so I had to bring them. And so they were Skid Row opened for Bon Jovi that night, and they were in for a shock, because my sisters, because they were like, you know, Sebastian Bach did not hold back, and I thought it was hilarious because they did not know what to expect, and I did. So sort of like, so it's been a long, long time since I got to be at a concert with my sisters, my older sisters, and my younger sister. We do things, you know, every now and again. She'll just be like, "Who wants to do this?" And guess what? I got tickets for, and so they're all so generous. It's so big. It's so big. I'm very, very lucky, and so they had surprised me that they were going to be there too, and because they love Pink, and so it was just like, oh my gosh, this is wild. And so we went, and it sort of feels like, did it actually happen? It felt like a dream. But I feel so lucky and so grateful to all of them, to my mom and my siblings for that, because that was huge. It was huge. I mean, I was flying so much afterward on our way home. My sister and I had a conversation. I don't remember it happening. And then the next day I'm like, what about such and such? She's like, we talked about that. I was like, we did? What? But then the next day on Sunday, we went to the New York City Marathon to cheer on the sidelines. Obviously not to run, because I'm not an athlete. That one was for my sister. So we went to cheer because I had a friend who ran in the marathon. He is a major runner. And so it was so, I love going to the sidelines there because it's nice to cheer people on and to do something so huge, to do something that big, you know, whether you're a seasoned runner or whether it's your first time and you're struggling with it. I want to be there to support everybody because I just feel like that's big. And so people were surprised where we were. People were sort of surprised that there was anybody there. And it was so nice to see their faces light up and, you know, and just, boost them along. And so it was really, really cool. And at one point, this young woman, she was probably in her 20s, comes running off the course, turns around in front of me, and I was like, what's happening? And she's like, can you do me a favor? Can you reach into that pocket in the back of my shirt? I was like, okay. And she goes, and take everything out. So I was like, all right. So I said to my husband, can you hold my coffee? And I'm like, what is happening? So I did it. And then she handed me her phone and said, now jam it in that pocket. And I was like, what? So I'm thinking, oh no. So if I screw this up, her phone is going to come bouncing out along the route. So I was like, oh my gosh. So she took, it was earbuds and like a candy bar and some M&Ms and stuff. She put them in her side pocket. And then she gave me her phone, which had been in the side pocket. And I jammed it in there and I was like, is that all right? And she's like, yeah, it's great. I was like, okay. And then off she went. And we were laughing because my husband's like, you just have a face people trust. And so people do come up to me a lot and like interact with me, although I do interact with everybody. So, you know, he is correct on that. But I guess I look trustworthy. And so I was like, okay, bye. And off she went. And somebody else ran off and handed their sweatshirt to my sister and asked her to donate it. And so it was just like, okay, we are the welcoming committee. Yes, we'll do whatever you want. But I had started a migraine early Saturday. It ebbed from the afternoon on. It wasn't happening. I was able to go to the concert and enjoy it. I brought my sunglasses just in case. I didn't need them. I didn't need them though. But then Sunday, like when we got home, like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, it was just like, guess what? I'm back. And so I don't know why I screamed and yelled all through the marathon, because I did. And I was thinking, this is just going to be a regular headache. It's not really going to be bad. I was wrong. We got home from the marathon and I slept for 6 hours or 5 hours, whatever it was. And it just jammed me up for the night. But I just was down for the count. And I had been having headaches on and off from like the middle of the week, last week on. But they weren't terrible. They were just like, they were there. They were migraines, but it wasn't like my usual. And I attribute that to the B2. But anyways, that was fun. Yeah, so it was just a magical, doesn't feel like it actually happened kind of a weekend. And today I'm going to meet with my mentor and the dance company, and we're doing some sort of a dancer meets non-dancer project. And I am obviously in the dancer category. I'm obviously in the very, very non-dancer category. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just these pops of color and moments in my life outside of what I do with my family that just, I don't know, they keep me boosted. They keep me going. And I just feel very lucky. I feel very lucky. So there's that. But anyway, yes. And I went to see my urologist yesterday. And so I have to, the week after Thanksgiving, go back for some invasive testing. Not invasive. Well, it's kind of, well, to see if there's a treatment she might want to do. I may talk about that later in another video, but yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. So I don't have to think about that until after Thanksgiving though. So that's a then problem. That's not a now problem. So I can still enjoy my pink high. But anyway, I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, and kind of a weekend to come, because that's what we hope for. That's what we deserve. That is what I truly wish for each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful afternoon. I hope you are all and your loved ones in the world are safe right now. And I know that a lot of you are not. But I am praying for everybody's safety and courage and strength all around the world. I'm thinking of all of you. And so I will talk to you on Friday via the blog, next week for everything. Take care, be well, and have a good afternoon. Bye.